Alright, welcome to my channel. We about to do a brake change on my 2019 Dodge Charger. I got over 100,000 miles on this thing and the brakes never been changed. So I'm gonna do the front brakes today. So I just threw a little umbrella on top of the hood because I'm cool like that. Everything that happens on the passengers or the driver's side of this vehicle happens on the right side of the vehicle. Alright, right here I was a little bit showing you, like, you know what I'm saying, sometimes you're gonna need a little bit of help. So it's the tire's a little tight or whatever, you know what I'm saying. You get a 15 millimeter socket, put it on the wrench, put that on top of the jack, and there you go. You get your easy way to jack your car up. And if that still don't work, with some of the pressure off of the front tires, you might want to use a third leg or some help. Sometimes you just gotta use your whole body and just, you feel me? But hey, it's coming off. Alright, so it's me going through the motions. I got a little bit of pressure off of it, steady and revert. That's because the last time I had my tire changed, it was because of the guy using the gun to put it on. Not a pew-pew, but an air gun he used to put on the tire, and he tightened it up really tight. But nevertheless, you know what I'm saying, only the strong will survive, and I survived, so that makes me strong. And there we go. And the rest of it is kind of, you know what I'm saying, simple. Just kind of take that all the way off. Then here we go. Take the tire off like that there. Now we go in with a 13 millimeter socket. Use the pliers. Use the pliers to hold one side of it while you put pressure down on the other side. You know what I'm saying? It's just sometimes you need a little grip. Once you can get under the right way, and boom, there you go. Now we going. Let's get this off that way. As you can tell, I use my socket for everything. Alright, so you just take that off. And that's just on the top of the brake caliper. And then also you have to do the bottom. And you know it's loose because this right here can go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Get that out of your way. Alright. Do the same thing to the bottom. That's a little sweat. That's not tears, even though I was hurting. That big vein on my forehead. That's just, I always got a vein on my forehead, whatever. And there you go. Look at that hard labor. Blood, sweat, and tears has been put into this car. Well, not really tears, but a lot of sweat. Alright, so taking off the brake caliper part, whatever they call it, you can use your hand if you want to, some pressure, just wiggle it back and forth, up and down. Try to get it like that way, or you can use a tool. Me, I'm using a tool. Found the longest Phillips screwdriver that I could find, and I just kind of pry it back and forth like that. It pops off. Like so, like that, blah, blah, blah. So if you ever change the brake, this right here look kind of normal to you. If you never changed the brake before, then what you do with the caliper, you just kind of sit it on top of the brake disc and kind of just let it chill right there. Now this is the brake pads. See these brake pads? Like I said, 100,000 miles, never changed. I'm just changing the front ones today. But as you can see, I put some work into those brakes. It's a lot of stopping I did over those 100,000 miles. Look at that. Look how thin that is. I'm going to show you the comparison between the used brake pads and the new brake pads here in just a second. Well, yeah, so once you just slide those off, you do the same thing to the front, you do it to the back. And then these clips is for the brake pad clips. And it's just easy to come off. You can kind of wedge them off like that, like I was just doing, or just click both of the sides or squeeze both of the sizes, and it'll pop straight off like that. Like I said, at the bottom, do the same thing you do to the top, you do to the bottom. same thing you do to the top, you do to the bottom. Squeeze the sides, ride back and forth. However you want to get it up out of there, you got it up out of there. Now here it is, the new pad versus the old pad. Look at the difference. That's 100,000 miles, and that's no miles.
The difference between the two.
Look at the difference. It's actually insane. All right, every brake pad should come with every new brake pad that you purchase. I got mine from O'Reilly. Should come with a clip in it, and you have to buy some extra brake glue, some brake grease, buy some extra brake grease or some type of lubricant, which I should have used, but I didn't use. Hopefully it don't come and bite me later on in the next 100,000 miles that I do on this car.
They don't clip.
But you just squeeze those, just basically push those back in place. It's easy. And with your brake pads, you do the same thing you do to the back of it that you do to the front.
The back and the front is the same.
So what I did with the back right there, I just kind of slid it in at the bottom and then slipped it in at the top. You're going to hear like a little, when it's in there, you'll know it's in there. You're going to feel like, all right, that's in there. It's snug or it's nice and it's not going to be tight, but it's going to be nice in there. So you just push the bottom in first, put the top in, push. Alright, so what we gotta do with this, we gotta push the brake on the brake caliper. We gotta push that down. Use one of the old brake pads to put up there at the, on the top, so you can kind of push that down easily. You gotta be careful. Since things falling and stuff, man. This we fixing the car, things like that happen. So like I said, just go ahead and put the old brake pad down. Whatever this thing called, somebody let me know what this object called, and you just start tightening it up. It's just basically just trying to pull. I don't know what the piston type of thing called, or whatever it is. You'll need the technical notes because I'm not trying to be a mechanic. I'm just trying to fix my car. And I'm trying to help everybody else fix their car if they have brake issues in this instance. So you just want to push that side down on both sides, or if you get the brake pad, push it down in the middle, both of them go down at the same time. That'll just give you enough room so you can slip that brake caliper over the brake pads, and in a second you'll see what I did. So like I said, do that one part, and then you do the next part also. And should have sped up this part, taking a little bit longer. But all in all, this was like maybe 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes brake change on one tire. I did both of them, so I was out there over maybe under an hour, somewhere like that, hour and a half at the most, because obviously I was recording. Had I not recorded, I probably can do it less than that. Then you just, like I said, you push these down. You see how flat they is. The rubber kind of over the piston point. Hopefully that don't later. But so we put that back over the pad, slip on pretty easy. Put the bolts in where they go at, top and the bottom bolts easily. And then just like that, your brakes are done. Now you just add these on, lift it down so it can get a little bit of, and then that's the brakes done, everything done. I'm gonna leave you off with a little cold start. Thanks for watching.